know what. Ah, this is what I get for updating my drivers. Ah, well. We'll do it again.
It's never too early for a happy new year.
Still scuffed, but... Soiled it! Soiled it! Yeah, it just looks scuffed. I think there's just too much going on with Elden Ring and stuff going. Oh, the new PC can't happen soon enough. That's my New Year's resolution. Get that goddamn new PC already. I am so tired of just everything. Howdy, everybody. Happy New Year. Xavier, Nobre, Night Scout, how we doing? Loki, bro, why are we in Honkai? Why are we not in Honkai? Honestly, I want to be doing Honkai right now, but it's too late for me to be doing Honkai. Oh, yay. Elden Ring is too powerful, yeah. I was trying to figure out how to fix the, because I had a little bit of flickering there by Kenneth Bro, so I was trying to do some, driver updating, just to make sure, see if that was the problem, but it kind of fixed itself, like, before I even did that. It was weird. I honestly don't know what causes the black flickering. Technology's just this weird magical entity that I'm just glad hasn't devoured me like an Eldritch Horror. What's your plan to cover stuff this year? Oh, let's see. Covering stuff this year. Oh, I don't know, like, the same as what I've been doing, like, DS2, I'd like to get some Bloodborne probably in there. Obviously, Dark Souls 3 is also close to getting done, so I'd like to get Londor and Ari and Del covered. Is there anything else that I'm, like, really crazy about? Hey, Gale. Not really, right? Like, I guess Night Rain's gonna probably derail me, honestly. I should be factoring in Night Rain. It'll probably inevitably have stuff that's gonna derail me, so if I had to guess, there's at least a solid, I would say 48% chance that I'm going to suffer another terminal case of Elden Ring brain rot, so warning you all in advance. That might happen. 2025 is the year of the Elden Ring brain rot for real, yeah. Oh, yeah. Reposting from last time. Okay, Night Scout, what is it? The vaults supporting the upper Rao bridges are similar to the vaults of Divine Bridge, not identical, but similar styles also continue to. I've said it before. They mix and match a lot of the bridge. Like, it's very clear they take a lot of bridge assets and they kind of just couple them together to create bridges. Like, there's no real consistency to them, I've noticed. Anyway, well, it's a high likelihood. Yeah. It's pretty much a coin flip, you know? So better get ready for that. But no, I'd like to finish the Dark Souls 1 lore play with this new year. Now that, like, you know, personal stuff is passing me by this holiday season, I can actually focus on that proper, you know? So that's gonna be nice. Man, I was hoping this rain would, you know, disappear at some point. Oh no, there's one here, thankfully. Oh, see, Loki, bro, trying to justify Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Night Reaper. I will not be. Whatever the game says, I'll just be like, sure, whatever. It's gonna be like you, it's like you trying to tell, like, it'd be like if I was like, I don't know, a Legend of Zelda lore content creator or something. And you were telling me, oh, explain why Link appears in, frickin', you know, Smash Bros. With Samus and frickin' Meta Knight. It's like, what does the game tell you? Do they have some justification? Then sure, we'll go with that. Like, I'm not gonna try for something that's so blatantly shameless. Like, we all know the real reason it's there. Why am I gonna have to try to come up with justifications for it now? When did that become my job? Looks good. Are you going to set a date for the final DS episode that you'll miss? No solid date right now. I have to kind of figure out, like, you know, when am I... Because, like I said, the problem is I made the Dark Souls 1 lore play just so, like, intensive on me. I can promise you all that I'm never going to, like, put myself to such a strict schedule and, like, you know, limitations. for another lore play in the future. If we just do it for like 2 hours, then 2 hours it be. Hope to see the hero of Castle Morn's a Night Rain boss. I'll be honest, again, I don't know what the lore justifications for any of this is going to be, but honestly, whatever bosses they include, I do hope it shows us some bosses that we otherwise would never be able to see. I agree with that. It is silly to me. Oh, we should also take a shot of this since, you know, we have Zibuds. Yeah, that'll work. I like that. But yeah, I would love to see us actually have like Godwyn before he became, you know, the Death Prince. You know, the hero of Castle Morn. You know, maybe some other unknown or demigods who, you know, Godefroy. Like, God, imagine if they revamp Godefroy so that way he's not, you know, just a Godric copy-paste. Like, maybe they take, like, Godric at the core, but they at least edit the model a bit and stuff, and who knows, maybe they can do an update to Elden Ring to, you know, throw that model in there. You know, it could happen, right? And, you know, he's like Godric at his core, but, you know, they revamp him for Night Rain stuff or whatever, and they include that in the Elden Ring thing to help differentiate the two. That'd be cool. Maybe, you know, change the faces, assuming they're not, like, identical twin brothers or, you know, whatever the true lore turns out to be. You guys know where my stance is on that, but, you know. Options. Monster Hunter Wilds will be coming out late next month. Oh, Monster Hunter Wilds too. Oh, man, that's gonna be I don't know. That might be a game I don't stream. That might be a game I just do with my buds. That might be what I do, Chad. I may be sometimes where I'm just like, you know what? Sorry guys, I can't stream today. I'm gonna be hanging out with the boys, hunting some mons. There we go. There we go. Ew, poor dog. Yeah, that's for sure. That reminds me, the Tree and Beast Coast line might have two tails for Godric and Godefroy. Again, I don't know. I think it's just a stylized tail. I don't think it's supposed to be two. The Wolf Crest Shield Wolf might have two tails to represent Renala and Rolana. I'd have to look at the Wolf Crest one specifically. Didn't Adolphus like throw some images recently on the Discord? So that would be cool to look at. Lighting's not ideal. All right, let's go. Oh wait, before I forget. How could we not include the high LODs for this area? This one benefits the most from those. Alright. Oh. Beautiful. I'll live with a little bit of frame drops. Like I said, though, I'm so looking forward to having... I'm so looking forward to... Are these guys supposed to be... Oh, this seems wrong to me. Of course it's one of you. I swear, whenever I get a cool shot of something, it always will inevitably be screwed up by the freaking extra runes. That's driving me up a wall. Let's put you to daytime too. Hey, buddy. Yeah, the way they turn around is awkward. Let's do it from here. Got their concept art uploaded, that's nice. High quality, straight from the digital. I could probably do an update to my Fringe Folk Rebellion just to kind of make some little clarifications with X-Ikes or whatever his name is. Does anyone know what X-Ikes' name is referencing, by the way? Like, has anyone figured that out? Oh god, that looks hideous. I'm gonna follow these guys for a while. Do they, like, go onto the proper path at some point? Like, is there a reason their AI is so weirdly off-put? Well, sometimes I wonder if the devs, like, just plop enemies down, they don't actually look to make sure that they actually, you know, are on the space that they want them to be on, or supposedly want them to be on. There we go. Yeah, I like that one. I'll do normal, too. Alright. Coolio. Oh, do they tame the dog, or if the dog's just puppeteered by the fun? I don't think so, because we see a lot of wild dogs there, so I'm pretty sure it's just it's like other dogs that we see, you know, they're strays, you pick up the stray, you feed it some food, the stray's being a little more cooperative, right? It's basically your pet. Oh, maybe I should make an account just to mark these things, but I think I remember most of the location. I think there's one up here, which obviously Karia, right? So we have I think we have one somewhere down here. I don't remember where exactly. I know we have some in Weeping Peninsula, some in Limgrave, some in Caelid, right? Obviously some in Liurnia. One in Altus here. But again, I've talked about that for specific instances of something else, so. Same with on Gelmir. Obviously, we have mountaintops. So another chat made any observation Morgoth's energy weapons are all troll carriage weapons, save for Earthsteel dagger. I mean, yeah, 'cause a lot of the Langdell / you know, like royal family type weapons are stuff that you get in and around Limgrave, right? Like technically the Royal Guard spear comes from Liurnia, but it's part of the Limgrave's environmental storytelling. It's right there next to Stormvale. Yeah, it makes sense. Whole thing with Godric is him and his supporters in the capital all having to leave from there. Yeah, we'll do this. I think this is fair. Try to get that, yeah. I think this is fair. Minor Erdtree's not really the focus or whatever. From an etymology post on Reddit for Elden Ring names, their guess is Ezekiel, which can also mean God's strength. Yeah, I'm not seeing the connection. It could, again, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like if there's something where we see like a lot of the named dragon, like I don't know about Agil either, but if there's like an obvious pattern where like a bunch of dragons are named angels, and it's like, get it? Because they used to be like, you know, the servants of the god for Far Missoula, and then they, I don't know what the word would be. You know, they have wings and stuff, so they're like angels, right? Like if it's something as like simple and, you know, basic as that, then sure. But other than that, I don't really see the connection. Oh, this is a good example. I want to highlight how you have like some like, you know, foliage which managed to not die. Manages to not become rot. I will say, smaller foliage seems a lot more resilient compared to trees. Trees, like, it seems like anything will kill a tree. But then you got, like, these bushes and shit, and they're like, nah, we'll make it. Chaos in the water? We're good. It's like, you gotta be a dragon and, like, burn that stuff in order to actually do anything, you know? Agil is speculated to derive from Agila, Latin term for eagle. I could see that. I could definitely see that with the feathers and stuff, too. I hate the low poly. That low poly nature of this is what really annoys me. I will leave a lot of negative space so I can... I think this is the best we're gonna get. And then I can edit that in the negative space where those bushes are, so that way we can like show like probably the full model of the thing. I could also include, like, a high-resolution texture or something, you know. I'm pretty sure concept art, though, covers that thing already, so we could just use that. Frickin' penguins. Let's see. What else do we got? What else are we looking at here? Nothing I really want to look at specifically, you know? What if I do this? Oh, do I still not have the lay down gesture? I do not. Alright. Alright, we'll see if we can angle this. Makar means blessed, and Theodorix means ruler of the people. I can't remember which one's Theodorix off the top of my head now. Makar, I remember. So those are, like, there's definitely a pattern of holy names for a lot of them, at least. Okay, I disappear into the shadows. Yeah, something around here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my character's actually covered from this angle. Okay, yeah, this looks good. Yeah, I didn't want to include any of that shit in there, so for the best. He's bigger than the others and has glowing marks on his head. The troll. Yeah, the one on the, okay, yeah, the one who's a troll and the, okay, yeah, now. Now it's coming to me. I don't know, when I hear Theo, I think like, you know, Theos or, you know, like in theology and stuff, so I think like God or religion. I don't know, that sounds like a, I feel like Theodorus is the one that sounds, at least to my ear, the most like it'd be like the name of a saint or something. Yeah, I still don't know about the, maybe that's the idea of ruler of the people. I don't know, I think it'd be a weird choice on From Software's part, but maybe that's the idea. Yeah, the worm. Troll turned into a worm. Just going off the Reddit post. Yeah, I get you, Xavier. I'm just, you know, I'm spitballing here. Like, I'm going off what you're saying here. I'm not trying to accuse you or anything. Let's do this. Why not? I could add that to Radon, probably. You know? I'll be honest. I would not be like, oh, America gave him the name because the name means this. I would not do that. I just would not. For when it comes to names and stuff, I put a very firm segregation unless like there's actually something where it's like, and I give you this name or whatever, right? Like with Godfrey, it's him changing his name or whatever, so I go with the meaning or whatever. But when it comes to like actual, like, you know, just this character, you know, this character from this is named like that, and this character from this area is named like this, and yada yada. I just kind of go with, okay, is there any like, you know, deeper, like symbolic meaning or something to that, and I leave it at that. I don't try to then connect that into the lore. I think that's a fool's errand. It is in most of the games and most of the most games in general, I would say. Alright. Nothing really sticking out to me, though, going past Gale to here. I was wondering if maybe with the new context from the DLC, something else might stick out to me, but nothing really is, like, is leaving a dent for me. Also, why is Caitlyn so rainy? Alright. So we have the city of Kylum. Or Keelum. We got our favorite boys over here. Got our graveyard over there. This has to be the most curious for me because there's only two ways to interpret this. Either A, this fissure has always been here, right? And I guess people just decided they would make hops and skips. They wouldn't bother with bridges. Or, alternatively, something caused this to open. Now, I'm not entirely sure on that one. We do have this guy right over here. And we have some crystal. We have some crystal over here, which could be indication that this was a river at some point. So there may have been at least a small fissure, maybe underground, and it came out before, right? And that it had the it had the lace crystal, and when it landed here, obviously there was a big enough collection to form this crystal formation. That, or it's been artificially made. That's the only two options I can think of. The problem I have is that, like, okay, the roots we can explain, right, by the rot and stuff like that, right? This is a little bit more difficult. It also still doesn't clarify how exactly you would be expected to get here. And then there's the problem with the timing, because if we were to believe this, it would have to occur... It would have to occur essentially after... they were already setting up walls, so after Malenia and Radahn did their rot thing. So this would be something completely separate to basically every other major event happening in Caelid before we arrive. I feel like the Nox elevator would have to be built last if the fissure opens, so the elevator will be the most susceptible to damage. Again, it depends on how exactly. Because you could make an argument that this thing existed, but it was like in a cave, and the well got unveiled. But that doesn't make much sense to me, only because the other well to the Shifra River is above ground. Again, not saying it's... Oh, also the Ainsel River one's also above ground, right? So that doesn't make much sense to me. Now, again, this could just be overly over-interpreting it, right? And it's just supposed to be like, you know what, they built the wall up until they hit this point of the fissure, and then they continued on, you know, going to the other end. So, you know, they could have, you know, put it to the border, you know? Walls are only useful when they're, like, you know, actually complete. This, though, this, I don't get it. I could believe it more if there was, like, you know, rubble or something underneath here, but there's nothing. It's just a misaligned rock formation for you to jump over, and yet there's a dirt road and stuff. And at least, yeah, something approaching a dirt road the other way, too. At least an animal trail. Right? Because it makes sense, right? Going to Keelan, you come over here. I think, like, the graveyard's also around here somewhere. Like, is it there or somewhere, like, further up? It's one of these locations. I think it's here. A good way to check is maybe... Huh. Nope, don't see any enemies here. But yeah, I don't know. That was just a natural rock formation. See, that was my first instinct too, but then I look at these oddities, I'm just like, is it? Yeah, it was here. Oh, they're on the floor. They don't come out of the ground. Okay. Or maybe they do? No, yeah, some of them do. Huh. A little lower. Yeah, that's good. Even better. Cool, Leo. If Commander O'Neill's alive on this character, there's a cool detail on that. I think he is. I don't think I've killed him. I've killed Radon, but I don't think I've killed O'Neill. But it's been a while, so I mean, oh, this is another good option. Again, just wanting to look at some buds. Whew. Oh, whoopsie. That's a waste. Yeah, good old Neil. Yeah, I've never actually killed O'Neill. Full girl, the pros butt is voting. Shh. Let's see. Cool detail in the halberd, huh? It has the banner, but that's about it. There are 2 dragons under the windfall. Oh, yeah, I've known about that. Yeah, I have shots of that already. Yeah, that's not new. I thought you were talking about something in the reliefs or something. Yeah, there's some neat little details. Oh god, we know how this goes. Oh my god. Where? Oh, nope. How many times am I gonna chug these things before this Scarlet Rot runs out? I don't remember if I have shots of that troll. Too bad I can't. It's not like Gale, where if you're nearby, they appear. You have to actually use your... There we go. And right when I ran out, too. Got some nobles, sorcerer types. With the DLC especially, I really have to question now if sometimes they use the nobles as like generic fill-ins for nobles of at least, you know, with Raya Lucaria and Caria as well. You know, I guess they adopted, maybe they adopted Langdale fashion trends. They liked it so much. Millicent Invasion's good? I have no interest in Millicent right now. As long as I don't kill her, I can get her anytime. Anything really interesting to me right now here? Not really. A little bit of crystal like you'd expect. I know I've gotten shots at this before, right? Yeah. My only problem is that goddamn fog wall. I get why that's there, right? Like, I get it. Still sucks. I like that. Very clearly defined background. That works for me. Oh, you think it could just be like an excuse, like, oh, you know, the clothing is washed out. I don't know. Either way, it's very clear some kind of recontextualization of the original model and outfits, right? So, whether or not there's a lore explanation. I think it's fair to say that at least in certain contexts, we should assume that the nobles aren't always necessarily your, oh, these are just typical, royal capital nobles of Lingdell, you know, that happen to be with whatever faction or whatever they're aligned to. Like, sometimes it might just be, like, these are actually, like, you know, Liurnian or Karian, nobility members, whatever you want to put it. Like, at the what is it called? Like, the King's Realm, ruins or whatever. Like, that's a good example. Probably same thing when you go to the, not the Moon Noble ruins, but the Moonfolk ruins in, on the altar. Stuff like that, I think. This is the only one that has the rot on it, right? The others are pretty typical, I think. Do I have that right? Am I wrong? Do I misremember? Using the troll troll hammer reminds me of that hammers in the ruined forges laying against anvils. Kind of looks like them. Oh. I wonder if the Nox's curve sword and the shield guitars the monks can make relate to Yolan and Anna's weapons. There is a knight connection at least, but I don't think there's anything else. There's one right there. That one's got rot on it. That one's got rot too. I think the one in the catacomb doesn't though, right? At least I don't think it does. I feel like I'd remember it if it had rot, you know? Well, that looks unsanitary. Hey, Andy, Loki, the man, the myth, the legend. Happy New Year, man. Good to see ya. Now, let's see. That just looks pretty, you know? Oh, something about that fog just looks mighty pretty. Oh, you guys want to hear something funny, chat? So, because of everything that's been happening with me lately, I wasn't able to, until the New Year's Eve, to go through, you know, the Barnes & Noble's website, because I have a membership there. And I was like, okay, let me get some more manga and stuff. And I was like, it took me, the website is honestly awful when it comes to, like, browsing through for their manga and stuff like that. It took me forever to go through all, because they have everything tagged inconsistently, so sometimes some stuff is tagged as horror, even though it would fit better as, like, I don't know, like a comedy or something. And some stuff that's, like, it has romance in it isn't considered romance, but then other stuff that isn't really a romance. Like, it's really weird and inconsistent, and it's super annoying. And there's, like, so many pages of stuff the way they do it. It takes, like a second and a half to load. Like, just a lot of improvements I think Barnes & Noble needs to do for their online store experience. This is why I like going in person. But, anyway. So I was doing that, I was like, okay, gonna buy, like, you know, just a few $1,000s worth of manga, you know, just the usual, right? Make it a tax write-off for me, right? But then I saw that the, New Year's was coming. I was like, dang. Well, I guess I'm gonna just, check it out for now, you know, go to the checkout and, like, you know, get this, like, you know, first batch of books all ordered up, and then I'll order a separate one after the New Year, so at least this will go for this year's, taxes, and then I can worry about next year's taxes, right? Because I wanted to make sure that I had something for this year. Well, I did that. Yeah, there's nothing really good here. Anyway, I did that, and well, I then set up and got, like, you know, about you know, neither giant bulk sale. I got pretty sizable one, and I made the order again. This was, like, you know, like 2 a.m. or whatever, right? And I did that, and like half an hour later, I noticed that I can't do anything else with, I can't wish list it, because there's a bunch of stuff where you wish. I'm like, oh, I gotta remember to get that, like, late in the year or whatever, right? I do have a budget, so I'm trying to wish list stuff and I can't. It's like, oh, well, you do your login or whatever. I do the login. It's like, this is an unauthorized action. I'm like, what? And then later they tell me how they their system or whatever found something weird or whatever, and they decide they're gonna reject the second order. I'm like, did they think I was a bot? Because I did 2 giant bulk orders, like, like an hour or 2, like, separate from each other, right? Is that what the problem was? And I'm just like, now I gotta call them so I can get my account back or whatever, because then I logged myself out and then I couldn't log myself back in because of the same reasons. It's like, it's hilarious to me. Yeah, there's nothing really here on this shore that I'm crazy. Well, I guess there's these guys, but like nothing really I want a shot of. Oh, we don't want to trigger Millicent. I was actually going to get on the online store, but I haven't yet. Oh, yeah. For me, I would say, Andy, it's not that great. Like, again, if you're just wanting to order, like, like 10 things maybe, right? Sure, it's okay enough. But, like, the user experience could definitely be, like, 10 times better. They thought there was no way you were human. I love it when I go to, I like it when I go to my my local Barnes & Noble's guy, right? And it's funny, because I haven't gone in, like, a year or whatever, but I go there, and I bought, like, I went there, and I basically cleared through the whole shelves, making sure I got whatever I want. I was like, ooh, these volumes, and I'm like, oh, I'll just buy the volumes I'm missing online, that they don't have in the store right now. And it's so funny going to the guy at the shop. I'm like, yeah, dude. He's like, oh, I remember you from last year. I'm like, you remember? It's been a whole year, and this guy's still working there, and he remembers me. Probably very distinctive, just seeing a guy walk up buying, like, at least, like, what had to have been, like, 50 volumes of manga. Yeah, it might not be used to it. That's insane, though. You should definitely be able to. What are you getting? Fish? Oh, you mean what I was getting just out of curiosity? I guess is what you're trying to say. A lot of different series. Some of them action, mostly romance, right? A few horror. The second batch had a lot more of my shonen action adventure stuff. But that one got rejected, so that's gonna wait, I guess. Thankfully, Amazon was a lot easier when it came to buying Blu-rays. Oh yeah, there's also a problem with Barnes & Nobles where some of the manga, they don't have their online listings for the manga version because the light novel version with the same name is put there instead. So they have some where they have they're missing light novel volumes and manga volumes because they just consider them, like, they consider them as if they're part of the same series, even though, they're obviously, technically separate. So I'm like, I want the manga version for, basically, a Reincarnated Assassin in Otherworld, right? I was like, okay, they have volume 1 and, like, volume 6, but then the rest of the light novel versions for 2 through 5. It's so funny to me. If the Raw Remains gauntlets have Ench's hands on them, whose hands did the clinging bone weapon come from? Probably someone, probably just someone from the local grave, right? Because this is where the golden bones are, right? So if the idea is supposed to be that Encha is, like, a reanimated spirit, or one who lives in death, right? With all the black, tar stuff and the bones and all that, combined with, like, Encha's armor, right? And obviously they're using a player model, so we'll take some artistic license with how it doesn't look quite like all the other skeletons, right? But has the golden bones and everything, right? If we're taking that for granted, then the idea is probably Encha rises up and then picks up a bone from someone else in the skeleton who either didn't revive, or I don't know, maybe they're, like, dormant or whatever, and, clings on to them, right? Because there's this idea that, a king... Because the idea is that it's 2 hands that are clinging together, and the idea is that, Enshin's clinging on to one of his kindred, his countrymen, his brethren, in order so that way, because the king doesn't let go of the hand, right? He doesn't abandon his people, right? Which is probably trying to inform us that, like, whatever, like, the reason why Ensha's so, like, desperate about getting, like, getting the path to Altus and stuff, if I had to guess, is probably having to do with either some sort of revenge or trying to want to rebuild or something, right? Those would be my guesses. Though I am curious how Ensha ended up in, like, in Gideon's employ then, right? Because clearly was with Gideon, probably left with Gideon, ends up locked out obviously because of Morgoth, you know, banishing the Tarnish, being like, "Get out, you stinking Tarnish, burning my Erd tree." So I have to imagine, like, something must have happened for them to cross paths, but I don't know if there's anything specific we should, or rather, we can derive. Haley Tree Medallion, right? No, this would be the normal medallions to get up to Altus. Yeah, it's the Altus medallions. We have this, again, oh wait, I don't have the DLC on this character, right? So we have the DLC to explain where the burials for the Sun Capital were going before, right? Then we have burials happening here, because, like, you're dead. And we're not going to abide by your old pagan death cult stuff. Forbidden Lands, Ancient Snowbound. Minor Erd Tree Church is the normal, right? Yeah, we looked at these areas. Oh, you know what? I gotta look at that moat thing again. I think it was Night Scout who mentioned that. Yeah, I gotta look at the moat thing again. Hey, do you like Demon Souls Remake? I'm mixed on it. Localization-wise, it's improvement over the original, but that's not saying much. And it still misses a lot. Like, it's really annoying when you're looking at so many, like, mistaken dialogues, and the only edits they did to them was changing the Maiden in Black's, Old English, so I guess it would be more Old Englishy. Because apparently that needed some, like, you know, that needed some apostrophes moved around. That was very important. Right? Blicky says happens after you get the Haley Tree medallions, and that's why I remember as well. Oh, no, it is the Haley Tree medallion. Right. Okay, yeah, because that's... Right, I forget. It's not because you're locked out there. It's because of... Yeah, okay, thanks for reminding me properly, too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, it's one of the Haley Tree stuff from the... From what's-his-face. Yeah, I don't think that's, I don't think that's, significant enough. Because I'm trying to think, okay, could there be any connection between, you know, the Ancient Civ and this bridge? But it's like, no, the Ancient Civ, obviously, we see on the mountaintops how they could use, you know, this typical Ancient Civ architecture for their bridge assets, right? And we see these guys also at the other area, so I could just say, oh, this is the very important side entrance that needs proper protection. And for some reason, it didn't have a war going on this way, you know? Army was just like, we stop it here. I guess the best you can make the argument for is that maybe because of Godwyn? Though it's kind of weird that they'd be like, oh yeah, you know, Godwyn's just reviving all the skeletons here. No one wants to go through the horde. Anyway, so back to your question, Andy. So Demon Souls Remake, localization-wise, it's a mixed bag for me. And then graphical fidelity-wise, it's amazing. But art style-wise, it's mostly miss. I really don't have a lot to say positive about the art style, especially with some things I know. I really think Blue Point dropped the ball there. Like, From Software games are the games where you want to be preserving that style as close as possible. I think Silent Hill 2 Remake is a great example of this. Like, I was seeing comparisons of stuff from, like, the original game and things, and it's like, it's crazy how much they did to really capture that feel, so it feels like you're just watching a high-definition version of the original game in a lot of cases. Not so with Demon Souls Remake. Demon Souls Remake feels like an American bastardization of a Japanese IP. It's just so much about it has like that Hollywood action feel, which is like so antithetical to Demon Souls. And I don't mind it in cases where it's like, you know, like the special attacks and stuff. Like I think some of those are cool or whatever, right? But like you see it in like the opening cinematic, you see it in like throughout the game, you see it in all the characters' fat faces. It's like, man, they had a few too many American cheeseburgers, you know. If there's a inner moat and Leyndell didn't flood in the Shattering, though, it would be this bridge originally going to Leyndell build its walls. There'd be a huge drop. I think outer moat might be a. It might just be referring to the capital outskirts, because outer's in there too. It could also be something as simple as it actually is called like the moat on the outskirts, or again, another term I can see it being is something like the a wall water or something like that that's there. Like I'd have to look at the terminology. And this is the problem with me not looking at much of Dung Eater stuff except for his dialogue that closely. Always use Silent Hill 2 remake now as an example of why Demon Souls isn't as respectful as it should have been. Yeah, again, this is something where I think I think the Demon Souls remake, there's a lot of love and passion there. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think it extended over to the art style, and I think that's where Bluepoint really dropped the ball. They need to make sure that whoever they were putting in charge of art style and stuff was going to not try to take as creative liberties with the with it, right? And this isn't to blame any of the artists or whatever, right? It ultimately falls into like the art director and things like that. Like there were people in the Demon Souls remake that did their best to try to maintain fidelity with the original wherever they could. It's unfortunate that I don't think that carried over as far as it really needed to. Thank God they didn't touch blood. We'll see. We'll see. Be redundant to say outer moat was only. Again, it depends on how it's written. Again, with localization, they tend to abbreviate and truncate phrase and terminology and stuff. So like, I want to look at what it says first. Then I don't want to just speculate on something that I'd want to look at. Like it's just having to read the text. And then we're back here. We've already looked over here. Nothing really stands out to me here. Again, typical battle stuff. There's nothing really that's helping me get better insight. Yeah, a lot of my original analysis is holding up pretty well. So yeah, we have the bears and stuff here. Fort Lyde. You say that Golden Order didn't respect the Morn clan's burial practices, and why would they have all their cultural gravestones? Again, I'm talking about their burial practices. First off, Night Scout, please, for the love of God, take a joke when it's an obvious joke. But in terms of actually taking you seriously, when I say like not respecting their burial practices, I mean embracing the paganism idea of taking it to like the realm of shadow area where like all the death and stuff gets gathered by the Death Bird cult thing, right? In terms of like we'll have them have their graves in their style or whatever. We see that with the Morn Hero. We see that here, right? I think there's very much a case for Godfrey being like, I respected how you fell or whatever, so I'm going to give you a burial, at least in the appearance of it, but I'm not going to commit the heresy of like offering it up to the Death Birds. This is going to the roots of the Erd Tree, right? Alrighty, so let's move on over here. Yeah, just gold mask, nothing special here. Yeah, we got the nice engravings here. So that's cool. But we have these statues here. So again, is this just Marika and Godfrey repurposing old pagan statues for their own purpose? Because we see these statues being used by various cultures, right? We even see Karians get in on this and use these statues, right? So it's not like it's something that's like specific to one particular culture. And so I've talked about before the BK. I think there was probably some, you know, like Stone Age type, you know, like primitive culture, which is what we see the statues in like random places, like, you know, in front of the Ariza grave, or like in the middle of Stormvale Castle, or like in that middle random area on the Dragon Mound and stuff. So all of that makes sense to me. Nox do too, right? Yeah, we see. Well, the thing is with Nox specifically, and that's actually the thing I wanted to highlight. I can go there, right? Yeah, good. Okay. I just want to make sure I couldn't remember if this character unlocked it or not, right? So the thing with Noxtella specifically is that it's specifically done in a way to face... Right, I can't use Torrent down here. Unfortunate. It's done specifically to face the Nox, so that way when you're entering, it's as if you're going toward the Karian... what, Moonlight Altar, right? That's what, yeah, Moonlight Altar. It's going to, I was like, what's the full name for that area? Right? So it's like, you are now passing through and entering into, or on the road to, what we know as, you know, the Karian territory. I've talked about it before with these pine trees here, and then us going up to the Moonlight Altar, right? So you go here, we're leaving, you know, the proper Nox City limits, traveling through this nice little, you know, one-time rural area, right? And the idea is supposed to be, don't know how the hell they were supposed to get up here proper or whatever, right? But this would be facilitating the contact, because then we go to the Karian area, and in the Karian area, we see the saint statues being used. Now again, maybe the idea is that the... Oh, right. Oh, right. This character doesn't have... Whoops. This character doesn't actually have... I haven't killed Estelle yet. Whoops. I guess I can go down there just so I can get some Estelle shots. There might be something interesting I can garner there. Oh, God. Alright, chat. It's time for us to have a Loki moment. Oh, God. I have a Loki moment because I don't know where I'm supposed to fall. Hey, buddy. There we go. There we go. There we go! Come on. Hello, Fungus, my old friend. What the hell is this? Oh. Ah! We had a Loki moment, but thank God there's a Snake America here. Alright. Hey, buddy. Alright, that's a little bit much. There we go. Also, I recently watched, what's the English name? Because it's different, I remember. Nina the... Oh yeah, Nina the Starry Bride. I recently watched that anime series, so I'm interested in getting that manga. Because they ended it on like it was one of those things where I'm like, oh, okay, so the second core is gonna come out soon, right? Like, because I thought it was like just there. I'm like, oh no, they haven't announced anything. Oh no, they're just ending it there. Like, it just feels like, oh, we're just gonna, you know, move on to the next part of the series. It's like, oh no, it's the Cosmos. We know we'd be meeting his big sister in the DLC. Big sister Metter. The golden centipede down there makes me curious if it's incidental or relates to the Romina centipede portion. I don't know about the centipede itself, but I'm pretty sure the idea with golden centipedes is just to tell you that there are Golden Order fundamentalists in the area because they're all trying to go to Godwin and stuff. So I think their presence there is an indication of how the Nameless Eternal City, you know, we see it, right? Like, there's coffins and bodies and things, like, and obviously the coffins that we see there. So it tells us that, you know, stuff like the fundamentalists and things like that, if, you know, assuming they died or whatever, like them and their desiccated centipedes, they could end up down there, reasonably. Unfortunately, I can't change the time of day here. That kind of sucks. Kind of gotta live with the lighting here. I guess I could always walk in here and throw down one of those white glowy stones, right? I just love when I casually have a sun and a few planets. Lol, the scene. They make these things out of marble glass. Looks good. It doesn't look like a gas giant to me, Night Scout, but yeah, I guess they could be a Jupiter thing. Ultimately, they all have a glassy look to them, so these have like rings, so that could be like a Saturn type thing, so sure. It's glintstone. Is it supposed to just be glintstone? It's really polished glintstone, if so. I don't remember glintstone looking this clear. Alright, some cool shots of Estelle. Yeah, we know about the eye thing, right? That works. Oh. Okay, have it your way then. I'm saying that because he is Star and Glintstone's the residual life of Star. Well, yeah, technically, yeah, in that case, you're 100% right for sure, Night Scout, right? Oh, it's not Night Scout, Xavier. God, I'm mixing you both up now. Maybe up here I'll find something. I wonder if the Graven Massa and Caelid suggest that Lusat dabbled in Selen's work and that's why he's jailed? Could be. Could be. Could also just be... I mean, they harbored him in the first place, right? So, You think they'd at least be asking questions as to why, or have an idea. Pretty sure I already have shots of this, but just in case. Also, with what we know about horn scent and spirituality and stuff, that's putting this putting this in a new context, huh? With the budding horns and all that. Especially with the specimens in the storeroom, yeah. Yeah. Because they're definitely, those are definitely supposed to be like, deer, similar to these here. I wonder if that's the reason why we see, like, deer have a natural inclination to quote-unquote spirituality, which makes sense when you know some of the religious associations for deer in Japanese culture, right? That actually makes a lot of sense to me, right? This, I think, has to be, like, the best that this actually has ever looked. Like, granted, it's got the weird, glow to it. But it's like, outside of that... I'm actually okay with this. If these engravings are important anyway, then at the very least we can get a good shot of them here for sure. They look like they're holding babies. That looks like swaddling cloth for children, but I could be mistaken. And it looks like there's like a book or a tablet or something there. This one I'm less certain of. It looks like maybe books, some type of maybe experimenting. They got something on a table. This, they're just like among nature and crap, picking fruits or something. Yeah, like this guy looks like he's got an arm raised, picking a fruit. So we see some idea of cultivation. I'm pretty sure this is not, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think any of this is on the actual historical model this is based on, right? And then this, which vaguely resembles the ships we see, right? Old man's tablet? That's true. It's unique art. Good to know. Oh, wow. Yeah, the texture's only good on one side, too. They left it very pixely on the others. Huh. Good to know, I guess. So we have potentially ships of the dead, right? People kind of chilling, you know, picking fruit, enjoying life. Doing some, I guess, you know, civilization work, you know, crafting, building. Giving birth. Maybe this is the idea, like, you go death and then, like, you know, new life, like, you know, we die, we send them, you know, we send the dead off. We eat. We work. We have children, right? And that's how we build civilization. Maybe that's the idea. Do you think these Ul cultures used to live on the surface, and that's how they could send the stone coffin shops to... No, okay, actually, I've actually talked about this offhanded before, so yeah. Or did they make the ships climb up waterways to the surface like the coffins deeper? So, I've actually said this before. I think the DLC gives us an answer for why the only ancient dynasty ruin above ground is, what was it, Uld or whatever it's called? I don't remember. Whatever it's called, Uld, Ul, I don't remember. But, like, I think this place here was essentially a shipyard. I think they established a colony above ground. We obviously know Ainsel River and stuff connecting down to, you know, ancient dynasty culture areas and stuff. I think the idea was that the ancient dynasties operated beneath the earth, but because of the whole death culture they have, and them wanting to send their dead, their at least their corrupted dead, because we know that they have burial, that, you know, we see their graves and stuff in their area. But I think when it came to corruption, and them wanting to take that corruption and sail it off to be sealed at the Realm of Shadow area, right? I think when that happened, they built a shipyard above ground where they would construct those stone coffins and then sail them off from here. I think that's the idea. Now, obviously, it's all ruins and stuff, and, you know, copy-pasted assets or whatever, so I don't know how you know, developed that idea was for them to go through, but I think that's the concept. I think the idea was we're going to create one near the coast, so we can kind of build the ships and send them off. It'll be our one surface colony. And that's why it's the only one we find here, right? The closest we get is that the ancient Civ ruins and stuff link up to where Mogwin's palace is here, obviously, so... So, from everything I can tell, it looks like that the ships and stuff didn't have to travel underground or anything like that. It was all done above ground. Now, where they got all the stone, you know, that's what you could ask for all this stuff. Like, where are the quarries for all these places, right? We don't think about that when it comes to world building. You know. That's not useful for the video game. It's like, man, I wonder where we're finding all this nice, bright stone. Get it from the trees, maybe? The petrified trees? How about here? It's all pixelated. It's all blurry. Oh, that one's ugly. Yeah, the only good one is the front one. Where's the yeah, where are the farms? We see, I like how the closest we get with farms is, like, livestock. But we'll never actually get, like, proper, you know, fields of farming. People out there with their plows. It's just never gonna happen in a FromSoft game. The food just appears. And windmills. Yeah, windmills. Hey, we got some grain mills, baby. Where's the grain? Bull has the easiest quarry answer, the flooded forest area and the pits between Nokra and Mogwin. Yeah, but you should see, like, you know, if you've been to a quarry, Night Scout, you know. A quarry is very obvious when it's a quarry, right? It sticks out. We don't have anything like that in these games, right? Same with farms, like... It's just one of those things where, you know... Maybe it sank, you know? Maybe it all sank, you know? It was right there on the edges, you know, very conveniently on the edges there, and then it all, you know, disappeared. It's like toilets. There are no toilets in the Lands Between either, right? Like, there are no toilets in Skyrim. There are no toilets in Elden Ring. There are no... Oh. There are no toilets in Dark Souls, but they got the sewers. They got the sewers for where the... They got the sewers for what you put down the toilets, but we don't got the toilets. Yeah, it's just something you don't think about, right? It's not important to the storytelling. You know, it's not important to the storytelling to question how the hell Lothric gets the food to supply itself in its, like, city on the mountain, right? Like, what happens if someone besieges Lothric by its one goddamn bridge? Like, are there other ways out? Yeah, I'm sure, maybe, but certainly no farms in the area to see that they should be protected. Yeah, you just kind of, again, you hand wave it, you move on. I do like how they at least show how there were ants and stuff that were in these areas. Like, we have that there. I think there's another one down at the bottom there. Like, I do like the little bits of consistency and stuff. To kind of let you believe that, like, you know, even if there aren't enemies there, there's at least some signs of, like, you know, some of that wildlife getting around and doing their thing, right? Allowing you to believe there is, you know, some illusion that there's something beyond, you know, the immediate world we explore. Like, there's a history to this place. Even in, like, you know, maybe just the last couple of months. I don't know. It's one of the things I like about, FromSoftware's storytelling. Yeah, nothing. I mean, I'm glad I got the stuff for that relief there, but nothing really stood out to me beyond what we already see, right? Like the trees, you know, the pine trees I've talked about before, right? We got those. There we go. Sure. I feel like I have a shot of one of you at least. I feel like I have a shot of you or something. Now this I think is the most interesting to me now, because now there's a question of, now that we're starting to get more on the Ancient Civ and Ancient Dynasty lore with the DLC, this brings me back to this idea of, are there members of the Ancient, Dynasty, who survived, didn't become, you know, savages, quote-unquote, and then joined the Nox, when they moved in on top of the ruins, right? Their civilization, for one reason or whatever, you know, catastrophic collapse, right? A bunch of them are like, you know what, give up on this civvy thing. We're gonna give up on letters, and, you know, metallurgy, and, you know, all that complicated civvy crap, right? And then some of them were like, no, we want to be part of civilization. We have to try to rebuild it. And then the Nox show up and we're like, hey, we kind of got banished underground. AI upscaling is updated. I mean, thanks, I guess, TV? Didn't know that was a thing. Anyway. So is that the idea here, or is this just supposed to be their copy-pasting assets for quote-unquote Nox graves? I don't know. I don't know if Nox even would have proper graves in their culture, you know? Or is this an existing graveyard that already existed, and because they built on top of it, the Nox were like, okay, we'll at least give respect for some of their burials here. I don't know. It's a bit weird because it's like these garden things. And the graves aren't consistent, you know? Maybe they really choose to give it up and Nox just destroyed them and kept them oppressed. That could be also, it could just be they found some of them and they enslaved them, and then the burial, the gravestone is again maybe just this idea of like, we'll respect you with that at least. Although again, maybe this is just a case where we should disconnect it from lore, period. Much like with the Sun Capital stuff. And maybe just kind of think about it of, you know, this is how Miyazaki is trying to tell the story, because he's trying to get across to us that, you know, who the people buried here are. Not necessarily why they would be allowed to be buried with such markers. Out of curiosity. Yep. They put more dirt than I think is possible to have ever collapsed in there. Especially considering this thing still has a roof. I had a theory about this whole area in the graves. I totally forget. I should write stuff down. I mean, yeah, if you think it's worth sharing, Andy. That'd be nice. If I recall correctly, when we had a new character and we went through... Oh. I think we saw that this, at least these buildings were already knocked down. I imagine it's probably the same with this stuff. So at the very least, that can't be credited to the seismic activity. Though again, the rest of the city is doing pretty swell, all things considered. Well, that thing. Well, that looks wrong. On the topic of slavery, I think there's something interesting involving the finger readers. The Enya types have metal collar plates like the pages, while the overworld ones have colorful robes. Could just be, you know, jewelry or decoration, but you know, that's something worth thinking about. Oh, you said take a look at the potions on the Ant Rider set. Ooh, yes. Thank you for reminding me, Xavier. Maybe they're Band of the Hawk. You mean the Graves? No. Definitely not Band of the Hawk. You know, whatever those guys are called, the mercenaries there. Definitely not them. They're like completely separate. So unless it's just a matter of them using the assets without caring, I don't think you can make that justification. Alright, buddy. Where are these potions? I saw it right there next to the leg, but I'm trying to see if I can get better lighting. Let's wait till, you know, actually in brighter part of... Like, damn, bro! Alright. Yeah, turn off high LOD, turn off always stealth. Okay. Of course. Ah! I was not expecting to get ambushed from back there. Do you ever do PvP, Loki? No, not really. I have to knock them off. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That might be what I need to do. You have to parry them to knock them off, though, right? I guess I could try doing stamina bar with my bare fists. You know. Ah, damn. Nah, times 5 speed is gonna be real rough. You can stance break them by grabbing a weaker weapon, two-handing it, and doing art. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I should use just a weaker weapon. That's better. So as long as I don't kill him. Alright, yeah, okay. Oh. One of the problems with time 5 speed. Alright, let's slow things down a bit. Alright, time to feel sluggish. You ready, chat? I'm logging myself here. God, it feels like I'm playing Dark Souls 2. I'm trying to sprint. Alright, let's try again. Ow. Right through my butt. Ow, right through my butt. Isn't this the thing I can... Yeah, I can do this still. Let's do short sword for decent range, because... Yeah, there we go. Better remember how to two-hand. Can't you turn off AI as well? I can, but I want to drag him over here first, so... And I can't, after their AI's been triggered, it's annoying to try to turn it off. Come on. There you go. so over encumbered. Ow! Come on, buddy. Ow. Oh my... One second. Damn. Ah, yeah, that's fat roll. Oh, that hurts. Alright, so what I need to do, always, let's go back to always stealth times 5 speed. We're killing all the freaking silvers. It's always the filthy stinking silvers that get in my way. One sleep pot does, oh, I guess. Let's just get rid of it. That fat roll is really obnoxious. Yeah, just walk away. Safe. Just in case we have some snipers. And then we'll keep the other one alive. Oh. Alright, here we go. There we go. Alright. Stealth. There we go. Come into the light! Ah. Oh. Okay. Ah, damn. There we go. Oh! Huh! The saddle gets lost! Huh! Yeah, it removes the saddle, ironically. I guess the saddle gets knocked off with the rider. I'd have to ask Zuli then, probably. Yeah, I'll just ask Zuli then. Wow, that was cold. Nox was just like, I don't need you anymore. Yeah, I could always ask Losky. Well, how could I forget? Where are my weapons? Where are my big hammers? There we go. Oh, nope. Yeah, we got that. looks cool. And then Snicks. Wait. Wait a second. Wait a second. These things don't even have eyes. They see like snails, that's for sure. They are definitely snail snakes. Snail snake. Ah, snail snakes. I can't say my ends. Horrid Crucible creations. Not Nox really, but if it's relevant, the patterns in the railings at Lingdell invert when approaching the Elden Throne. Huh. Yeah, I wonder if that. I guess it could just be thematic, you know, with the whole, you know, inversion of like genders and stuff with like Radigan and Marika, I suppose, maybe. Snakes. I like that one. They're not snakes. They're not snails. They're snakes. Alright, so any particular reason they'd want to have the... Again, these could just be, oh, you know, these are creatures that exist underground, you know, they slither around and stuff like that, and, you know, they exist out here, right? Like, I'm willing to accept them as just, like, you know, generic wildlife. I'm just trying to... We are... Okay. Hear me out. We are in Liurnia, technically, right? Like, we're in the confines of Liurnia, where we do find a lot of these snakes. So I'm actually willing to believe that these things are here as a reminder that Liurnia is just up above us, you know? Right? A favorite hole. I figure it might be more Nox playing God like with Silverteeth. I don't think so, because we see these things in Gelmir, right? We see these things in, well, we see the species up in Liurnia overall. So I don't know if we can say, oh, Nox decided they're going to take a snail and a sneck and they're going to put it together. I don't know. I guess the bigger question would be, if there's any significance to the snail snakes in Gelmir, being there. Like, were they collected by someone? Did they just come up there naturally? Well, if there's a glintstone there one, the Liurnians accidentally mined since it connects up with the tunnel? That would be funny. I've talked about it before, though, right? Like, this makes sense to me. Like I said, this is where I think the, I think that hole right there, you know, however deep they want to actually make it or what have you, right? I think the idea is that right here, this is where the moon was. That's why they put this here. And I think they probably accidentally destroyed their moon whenever they were doing this Night Lord ritual. Because I assume the idea would be the moon would be used as a catalyst, right? Their black moon. And then it shattered, right? Then they just pick up the pieces, and then they got a dragon soldier there just kind of chilling inside there, being like, oh, I'm gonna make this my nice little burrow. I'm gonna randomly drop down on any intruders that decide they're gonna come down here, because why the fuck not? Probably like Crucible creation along with the Miranda flowers. That could be the case. I'm not like 100% there. I'm willing to believe it could be natural, right? But granted, what's natural in the lands between at this point, right? You know, boars with extra, you know, tusks or fangs. You know, animals with horns. Could be. They're at Rao. Oh, are they? That I did not recall. Let's actually go back there and check now. I don't remember this. That's good to know. I told you this! I don't remember, Xavier! Let's see, we have deer. Yeah. Well, at least we know, at least we know Mesmer had a, the storehouse had plenty of, specimens to collect. Just one bridge cross away. I think I could direct you because they're at a small area inside. Oh, on the inside sections? Like here? Because there's excavations and stuff happening here, I'm not too... I don't like that. Because there are excavations and stuff happening in this area, I'm not too surprised if some of them caught the disease and then were basically, you know, forced into this, you know, very inconvenient under... You guys, like... What the hell are you doing? Come on. Come on. Yeah, I can live with that. Yeah, I can crop that if I really wanna play around with that. Happy New Year! Hey, you missed Lil Gway's Happy New Year gong explosion. Did you ever find the Flyman village? It's not the village at the Gravity Plains? At the Grave Plains? You mean the village down here, right? Where is it? It's not really a village. It's right beneath Bonnie, if I recall correctly. God, I lost where Bonnie is. Yeah, here. Okay, so... Yeah, Village of Flies. Yeah, I've been there. You know, it's not really much of a village, you know. Village is a very, very relative term. It's more like a commune. Ain't got any buildings or whatever, you know. Oh, item I never collected. Also, why are we having this weird, glitchy thing again? I swear this game. Is that the talisman? Did I never pick it up? I could have swore I did. But it didn't. Come on. Oh my god. Times 5 speed, why do you fail me? Oh, ah! Okay, you know what? Give me back my normal speed! Give me back my slow! Loki, do you think the Hornsent warrior in Leda's group might have been born to a Hornsent diaspora long after Enir Elmil's fall? It would match up with his age and the remains in the realm of shadow. Is there a Hornsent warrior in Leda's group? I'd have to, like, I'd actually have to... I'd have to go, like, look into that more. Yeah, I never picked up... I'll be honest, I could have swore I picked up this talisman. Also, them saying, fine Crucible Feather Talisman, just so that way you guys know. The term for feather here can also refer to insect wings. So it's not necessarily feather. It can also refer to, just, that, what insect wings look like and are made of, right? So yeah, I think them going with fine feather, maybe they want to keep it consistent with the regular feather talisman, right? And just let the thin part sort of help this differentiate it. I don't know if maybe feather is the actual term for what you call the stuff that bug wings are made out of, but just so we clarify, it's referring to thin insect wings. Oh, the Hornsent, the guy with... Oh, okay. I thought when you said Letta, you were talking about, No, yeah, Letta's the Needle Knight. Okay, yeah, now it's coming back to me. I thought you were talking about Radahn's actual, like, bodyguard lady. No, that's the other one. Never trust Turbo Mode when there's a jump button. This is true. This is why Trails is superior for not having a jump. But okay, so let me reread what you were saying. So, Loki, do you think the Hornsent warrior in Letta's group might have been born to a Hornsent diaspora long after Enir Emil's fall? It would match up with his age and the Red Maids in the realm of Shadow. I don't know about that, because age is such a weird thing when we start getting into the Erd Tree and stuff. So, like, I don't know. I'm willing to believe that this guy has been alive for a lot longer and hasn't been aging past adulthood, right? When it comes to a diaspora, the only diaspora I think there was probably when Rao fell. Because I'm pretty sure the Hornsent are the remnants of the Rao culture after basically the ancient Civ goes through a system collapse, right? So Rao falls, the rest of the Civ falls, right? Like, everything's basically in ruins and chaos and probably infighting and strife and, well, we gotta, feed ourselves, we're starvation, all that jazz, right? And then society inevitably collapses into smaller communes and things like that. And I think that's where we get our original Hornsent villages. I don't know if they are necessarily Hornsent at this time or whatever, but I think that's what they end up becoming. But the point is like, I think what happens is basically you just have a scattering of, like, individual villages or whatever that are being created around the Realm of Shadow area. And those create kind of these Hornsent city-states, which eventually come together to form, to build Belorat. Maybe the tower came with Belorat, who knows? I guess you can make the argument that they excavate first and then they build Belorat and the tower with it. But either way, right? Like, basically they come together to form a singular, unified civilization, which becomes centered around Belorat. That's where I stand as far as that is concerned. Now, for the Hornsent specifically, if there's more going on with him, I would have to look more into it, because I'll be honest, I've not really thought about him. I'm just like, he's probably the son of the granny old lady person, right? Probably. But, like, that's all I got. I have a picture of the snails of Rao. That's great, Xavier. Feel free to post it. I am going to try to find this area, though. Because I don't remember seeing these things, even. Now, maybe I did, and I'm completely forgetting. I remember seeing the scorpions. I don't remember this. Are you kidding me? Huh. Yeah, I don't remember this. I 100% don't remember this. To be fair, when you sandwich it between the normal Rao stuff with the shadow people and then the fly people, I can see why this would slip my mind. Oh yeah, and then there's those generic snail snake boys. Stealthy sleepy boys, I guess. Are they actually sleepers, or is it just because I have the AI off? That's a sparkle effect, I think, similar to what we see with the Nox when they did that jump attack earlier at Noxtella. I don't know why any civilization would build a passageway like this, but, you know, more power to you, right? Yeah. I guess we'll do the shot just to have it. Oh. Oh! This is good. I can work with this. Thank you, FOV. I love you. No. Alright, so this is basically what we're gonna work with. Nah. Ooh! Ooh! Ah, I like that! That one looks good. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, Miyazaki lied when he said he wasn't doing spider news anymore because they're cheap. Listen, it's not a spider, it's a spider scorpion. Big difference, Xavier. They're sleeping because they finished playing DS2. They're like, okay, I need to sleep forever. Hey, Queenie. Don't we have a picture of the Kindred of Rot, like, praising? Oh. Ah, man. I wish I included this on my Twitter thread today. Man! Man! And they're doing their prayer, their unique prayer and everything. Man! Kindred closer to Romina's area, you took a picture. Okay, do I have a picture? I have to check in the files then. What was your Twitter thread today? Oh, I have to add that to Loki latest. Yeah, I'll do that for you guys and post it later. Xavier asked the other day about me doing a thing on Romina. And when I was working on the thing for Romina, I was like, ah, damn, there's just so much I have to talk about with Crucible first. So I did the thing on Crucible today. I have the one for Romina all written out, so tomorrow I'll probably do that. Because, like I said, it takes so much to go through and after doing, like, the write-up for those things. Because keep in mind, I have to keep it within the word limit of Twitter. Honestly, I'm gonna bite the bullet one day and just give Musk my money. So I can have, like, you know, my regular blog post size posts and stuff. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. That'll work. Did you include her concept art that Adolphus posted? Seems to be standing in the Lake of Rod in the art. No, I did not. I have not looked at the... I have not looked too closely at the whatever Adolphus was posting. So, we'd have to see. Oh, I want to take a shot of you. There we go. Trying to keep the illusion that this thing isn't just floating, you know? Alright, I think that's good enough. Oh, it's just that they photo bashed her over a picture of the Lake of... That's a funny concept. It's like, oh, she, you know, she's gonna be like the new ruler of the Rod and all that. Okay, we'll just take our Lake of Rock concept and then throw her model on top of it. That a good enough concept? Yeah, that works. Okay, then what about the Duke's Near Freya and Night Rain? Listen, that wasn't Miyazaki, Xavier. Remember? That's a completely new Zaki in the director's seat. Totally different. Oh, I really like that. With the silhouettes in the background, too. Like, oh, man. I swear, Elden Ring is just such a fucking pretty game, man. It is just so goddamn beautiful. Meta concept art looks sick, though. I can't imagine. There's no interview with the art book, right? They stopped doing the interviews. Literally the best part of the design works. They stopped doing it with 3, which is the one I would love to hear the most about. Like, I swear, if ever in my life I get the chance to just sit down with Miyazaki and do an interview, God. That would be a dream come true. I would have so many. I'd want to really get into the weeds with him, talking about the lore and the concepts and ideas and things like that. Not that I'm aware, but I don't know anything. Hey, you know, honesty's a virtue. Wait. The bugs are just bugs, right? Like, there's no way yeah, okay. I was about to be like, I swear, if these bugs have horns too, like... There's no saving society. I do say, I am looking forward to when I come back here with another character at some point, and we can get shots of bosses and stuff. Bosses, mini-bosses, you know, things that I'm not going to bother trying to kill. Damn it. I don't want to, like, take a re-shot of what we just got, but, like, this looks so goddamn good. While in the Land of Shadow, do you think the bluer shades of the Mesmer Soldier tents and banners might be related to Marika's dress in the opening art, or her statue pose, or Godwin's waistcloth? It could be. As I've said before, it could also just be because of the R'hllana connection. Maybe they updated the banners to reflect sort of this confederation between the forces of the Erd Tree and the Moon, right? I think it could simply be that. You know, they got the black for Mesmer and the blue for R'hllana. I definitely think that is an option. Funny how they include like a sand thing here, you know? I guess maybe to allude, might be, you know, a meta reference to good old Nachika. There's cool stuff to look at with bosses, like when Bale does the explosion move, there's red lightning beneath his feet. Or, I was also thinking, you know, you also have Romina, right? Romina has, like, I had to, like, copy-paste an image from Romina that's, like, online already, because I couldn't find a good one that I could crop or whatever. But, like, I don't know, like, I look at stuff like Romina and things like that, and I'm just like, wow. Like, there's so many cool shots you could probably get with her. Both, like, you know, when she's just standing there and when she, like, actually has stuff going on. I think this is the best. The problem is they don't actually, like, obviously, you know, they're just, like, placing down enemies and stuff, right? So if it looks good enough, it's good enough, right? So there might, sometimes, like, you know, enemies are, like, misaligned or whatever, but they look just about right when you look at them from an angle, right? That's always funny when I'm doing cameras where, like, I'm kind of being led by From Software on how I need to make this all look. You know? I can't just kind of, you know, frame it however. I don't know how the fuck I got to where I am at. Or how I get back there. I somehow managed to get myself lost. So majorly lost. It's not even funny. Ah, there we go. We're back here. Finally. Just randomly ran around until I came back here. Alright, turning back AI on. Putting on normal speed so we can catch him in the act. Mikkel opens his eyes during the meteor move. Oh, that's neat. No. I was like, I wonder how they make this. Yeah, this is. It looks even funnier than I was expecting. No, don't look, Loki. Their privacy.
Fuck their privacy.
I want to take camera shots of them, and I'm gonna get them. Come on. Come on. Wake up. Ding dong, ding dong. Wake up, sleepyheads. It's time for your daily beating. There we go. I guess we're doing it this way. Oh, I never turned the stealth off. That's why. Whoops. I actually did turn stealth off, like I thought I did. I must have double-clicked. Let's just ignore a little bit of those guts. Guts on the ground, you know? That's why I think that might be Crucible. So I agree with you now, Xavier. Now that I'm seeing it here, yeah, there's no reason to just briefly throw them in here randomly unless the indication is supposed to be like, oh yeah, these guys you see all around, they get around, but they're actually from here, or they're the same they're products of the same thing. I can totally buy that now. Like how we have the candles on some of those rooms. Ah, I'm hideous! It's like, yes, you are. Let's turn on the game speed. We'll do this without there being guts and stuff in the shot this time. Because, yeah, here we should be able to get it. Alright. And then we'll probably, like, wrap things up after this. I'm glad I found and getting shots of this, because I completely forgot that we encountered these guys. Like, it just completely slipped my mind, you know? Wait, what? Oh, Elden Ring. You know, at some point, Elden Ring had to show some of its scenes, you know? It had to happen eventually. Though I swear, can Elden Ring not have a cinematic, like, this looks like a portrait. It's so goddamn beautiful. Yeah, I'll remember to post the thread right when we're done here. Crucible Knights or Tree Sentinels? I think I like Tree Sentinels more. The sunsets of the DLC are gorgeous, yeah. Then you got random old man like, I will watch over the sick. Right. Can, like, two of these guys stop, like, walking together like this? It looks wrong. Get over here, assholes. Nope, they're buddies. Oh my god, and they're all walking together now. No! Lock that there. Slow down the game speed to 35 will do. Keep the stealth on. Okay, that'll do. Back to max. Elden Ring is beautiful even on base PS4. Like, yeah, again, graphics. Graphics mean nothing compared to style. If Pixel games haven't shown that, then this certainly does. I think these guys are just kind of... Wait, what? Guess I got it wrong. The other one. Beautiful. I do wish we had some of these side statues. A little bit more in some lighting, you know, get a clear look at them. You know. I guess we could always get a shot of them ourselves later. Definitely looks imposing. Oh, that's wrong. Nope. Yeah, no. Does it go that high? Why me, chat? There we go. Alright. We turn off the game speed. We turn off the stealth. And away we go. And they poison. Damn. They really it really is just a reference, you know? Yep, they're definitely Rao bait. Your character looks pretty meh. I'm like, meh. What is my life? There we go. Not gonna lie, this is probably my favorite area to get a look at them in. Go. Beautiful. Perfect. You know, if not for the little tendril eye things they have, they really would just be, like, fat snakes. There we go. Hey, do snail shells follow the golden ratio? That'd be funny if they do. I mean, I'm not too familiar with snail shells, so I don't know if this is, like normal for them with the golden ratio or whatever, but I can look into it. It would be funny if that is so, if like they're like a natural golden ratio with snail shells. All right. Side speed, there we go. Alrighty, so, yeah, looking at the time, would be good for us to kind of end about now. Anything here in Rao I want to grab? Not really. Maybe the staff system. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work, though. Yeah. Unless I can get those up above at some point. I just don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, no. I will say, going through Rao, this makes me really sad that we don't have more, ancient dynasty, ancient Civ, ruins like this that we can explore inside of. Like, I get it, it's just, I would have really liked more exploring in these types of chambers. You know, this grand, vast, like, area. Oh, Somber Smithing Stone. They got that dragon connection. Now, is that Rao, or is that, you know, is that Hornsent Peeps? Obviously, I don't think there's anything with that lore-wise, just accidental comedy. Yeah, it would be accidental comedy, most likely, but it would be funny if they actually took that into consideration, right? I don't think they would, right? I don't think they were thinking that far ahead with the snake. Like, maybe they always had the Crucible connection for the snail snakes. I could believe that. But yeah, I don't think with, you know, with Rao specifically and everything, like, I don't think they were thinking that far ahead. Oh! No, these are the same. I think this is the best we're gonna get. I think it's adjusting the brightness. There we go. Some people say the Nautilus shells hold the golden ratio, but it's a misconception. Well, if the devs hear the misconception, that's all that matters in the end, right? Ultimately, what matters is who do the writers, what do the writers know, not what they don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I... Yeah, no, it's too dark again. Alright, so I think that's gonna be it, chat. Maybe there's some statues here in Exile. Okay, yeah, okay. We'll very quickly check that down here again. See if there's any I missed that had some good lighting to them. Also, for the sake of simplicity, we'll at least start on this in case it's a shadowy one that we can work with. No. Not really, no. I like that shot in general when I was looking up. Yeah, something like that. See if I can recreate it. Yeah, something like this. No. Unfortunate. The best I can think of is that maybe I could get lucky at one of the other areas with the rod and stuff around. We'll do this real quick. Oh, just the dogs. Right, I remember. I remember getting attacked by you. Pillar! Oh, wrong way. Whoops. This isn't the way I want to go. Oh! Oh. Big stat. Oh, wait. This is workable. Yeah, this works. Could maybe compare the helix patterns and place the notion of a golden spiral, though. Maybe. Ultimately, for me, the most important thing is just that we have the shots of the basic enemies in these environments and stuff like that. Like, anything extra that can kind of maybe sort of work out, you know, we'll take it as we go. Right? Yeah, these are a lot. Now, granted, we have the benefit of the brightness, right? The brightness is up here, but... Still, this looks a lot more visible compared to the other chambers we were in. I was wondering if that was a floral pattern or not. Man, do you love your queen or do you love your queen, right? Like, geez Louise, peeps. That takes us up. I still don't know if that's anything specific, or if it's like some of the other patterns we see on here. Random bullshit, go! There's a flower there, right? A little far? Yeah, there you are. Hmm. Hmm. Man. I'm putting way too much effort into just getting a shot at this stupid thing. If I'm being real honest. No, like, we really need to... I really should be getting going and trying to sleep, you know? Alright. This is what we'll go with. We'll try to retake that shot, you know, with brightness normal. There you go. Alright. Alright, that one's done. Now, over here... Of course. Of course. Leave it to leave it to Loki to get in the way. I like that. Ominous, ominous face. Not sure about this stuff though. It looks a little bit darker even if we account for brightness and things. Alright. Alrighty. I think... Alright. You actually think she was the only person in her civilization? I don't know about that, but... Interesting idea. Oh, it might be quick to compare the inner versus outer doorways of Specimen Storehouse Tower. Black and pointed archways outside, white and rounded arches inside the same doorway. I'll take a quick look, but I'm not gonna grab any shots at the moment. Which way is? This is the inside of the storehouse, right? Oh. Well. Anyway, yep. Whoops. Anyway, yeah, so I gotta get going, so I'm gonna try to sleep. She made a city filled with statues or stuff that nobody lives in. Yeah, I get. I get the idea. She's a Guinevere, but anyway, I gotta really end the things right about now. You know, I'm already 10 minutes over what I was expecting, so let's continue this some other time. Thanks, everybody. Be safe. Bye-bye. Happy New Year. Actually, you know what? Oh no, no, I already closed it. Damn. Oh well. I was gonna end it on Gwynifen, but alright. See y'all later. Ciao.